And on Chat City right now, it's time for Reading the World. Last year, Reading the World completed its second season working with new writers from Preston and the wider Lancashire area. The simple purpose behind Reading the World is to bring marginalised voices out of the margins and right onto centre stage. As you'll discover, Reading the World writers have something real to say and the absolute courage of the heart to say it. For today's, we put together a compilation of 3 pieces, and the first Reading the World person that we're going to hear from right now is John Stewart.
I'm John Stewart, and this is a bloke. I suppose to others I seem the nervous, shy type, and yes, in a big group of people who I don't know, I too see myself as reserved and awkward, kind of like a nun in a sex shop. But what you cannot see is that I'm best one-on-one. Then I'm what I like to call quietly confident. When you look at me, I suppose you see a weird stranger with his hands fisted in his pockets, sat on a bench at the end of a railway platform, away from everybody else, stuck in his own head. What you cannot see is that I don't have a problem with the way I am, at least not anymore. When you look at me, you see a bloke who glances in your eye and then looks away anxiously, the way a pheasant glances at the barrel of a shotgun. You see someone who, if stared at too long, starts to fidget, to move his head from side to side, to crick his neck and scratch his head. But what you cannot see is how peaceful I am inside, especially when fishing. Perhaps I look to others like a pushover, someone stumbling to the nearest cash point to withdraw £80 for a woman, telling him she's a pro and asking, was he interested? Only to end up with his head smashed, like a dropped watermelon on the steps of Blackpool seafront. But what you cannot see is that I am like a big black rhino beetle with a tough exoskeleton, so tough I can fall 100 feet and roll over completely unharmed. My gnarly, spiky legs so tough I can hold 50 times my own weight.
And that was our first contributor this morning to Reading the World. That was John Stewart. We shall be hearing later from Mark Knowles and from Michael Gardner and Mark Cleaver. And for the next 4 Thursdays, we'll be broadcasting a selection of the prose, poetry and music produced by creative writers from Glayton Brook Community House, who were the participants in the most recent Reading the World season. And we're pleased to say that 2 groups from Reading the World will be starting radio production training with Preston FM in the very near future, something I'm looking forward to very much. And it's time for our second reader of Reading the World. Reading the World completed its second season working with new writers from Preston and the wider Lancashire area. And our second Reading the World person this morning is John Stewart.
Yo, it's MK, yeah, aka Matty Knowles. I could tell you over time, yeah? As a young kid, yeah, I was a cheeky neighbour outside the shops and I thought I was sicker. 8 years old, I had a spliff and a clipper, but most of the kids had an action figure. But me, yeah, I had to watch my mother as I'm on. I never had no brother. My dad was in jail for one crime of another, but I was always getting pulled by the undercover. So time went by, my life, it got harder. Was a bad little bastard, hard to look after. Chilling with the older boys, father laughter, got laid down and run road and turned to a grafter. But yeah, it's my life, yeah, and I've let it. You said the future's bright, but I dread it. Cause I want a good life, but I'm gonna get it. Cause my time's running out, just like my phone credit. Cause back in this day, I was all in the wrong mind, doing dumb shit. It was all for the quick dime. Got locked up and went jail for the third time, 3 years, 6 months for a dumb crime. Locked up, no, it wasn't at the best. I've seen some sick shit and I'm still not impressed. Shipped all over, I had no time to rest. But up to Yorkshire and back to the northwest. But I'm back here, my horizons broaden. When I was on lockdown every day at Morelands, yeah, I'm not ill, make your mum's life shorten. The son of the devil, you could call me the omen. And so bro, you want war like the Falklands. They kidnap you, got another seller in the auction. Smack you in the head with your grandma's soul's been open you up and I cut out to no good. I'm free now from these HMPs. I don't when they go back, not likely. I went 9 different jails still rep Heidi. I met enough Mike man did me was grimy. Even some guys didn't wanna clash me, now I'm on a clash thing so I got ready. Yeah, I wrote reports, can't look tiny, cause all I wanna do is rep TPG, but I'm free, yeah. Man, I'm repping it still, kicking back with the pen, never just chill. Saying and hello for the mucky old Bill, at the same time step of this mic, you'll get killed like Bill. Spit my bars with free will, I used to be a rascal just like Bill. Over than a graph when I'm on them pulls, but I'm back on the scene like Grant and Phil. But it's time now to sort out my rhymes, I wanna keep it real with the bars that I write. Even if it means staying up half this night, yeah, I'm getting it together with a flow that's tight, that's right. I can't slack on this mic, cause my boy works hard and he's ready for a fight. It's an uphill struggle to reach the limelight, man, I put the work in while I was inside the 1-3. I've gotta bide my time, my girl's got my back, she'll keep me in line. Though I can't go back to jail for no crime, yeah, I'm ready for the road, I'm in the right mind, no slacking. Can't get left behind, we gotta work hard if you wanna reach our prime. Cause there's bare mans on this scene we call Graham, so we don't expect to blow like a mine.
And that was local rapper Matthew Knowles, and his rap there, I Could Tell You a Time. And for the next 4 Thursdays, we will be broadcasting a selection of the prose, poetry and music produced by creative writers from Clayton Brook Community House, who were the participants in the most recent Reading the World season. And our readers of Reading the World right now is Michael Gardner and Mark Cleaver.
Hello, my name's Michael Gardner. I've written a verse called Those Who Claim. It's a bit of a rant about struggles with the benefit providers and the benefit system, and I'm here to do a joint rendition with a friend of mine called Mark, who will introduce his piece.
I am Mark. I've written a piece called Love, and it's about love, where we all have love to help support us even when we face trials in our lives.
Those who claim to rule this land, the benefit providers, with probing questions subtly steal our souls from deep inside us. They make it bloody difficult for the vulnerable to live, 'cause all of us are owed more than the government will give.
If you give me enough love, can it last forever? Is one life long enough to experience all the love there is? To love myself, love you, love fish and chips, love blackburn scraping a wind, love snuggling up in bed, knowing spring and summer are on the way.
Scroungers, sponges are words used to tell folk who we are, but that is from the media and press who go too far. We need to claim when we're unwell until we're feeling better, but others think we want the state to pay for our Aaron sweaters.
Stop there. After all, you die, and where does love go then? Does it disappear in the ground with your rotting body to become a faint distant memory? To someone who knew you, much the way a sunset fades from orange to grey and the day passes? Do you become a mere name on an official document with stiff paper and bold lettering? Does the archive document remember your coming and going?
We're not as rich as heads of banks. Far from it is what's true. We've only got the paltry sum the system says we're due. The elderly, teenagers, single mums face fines and even prison when not understanding rules and regs just recently arisen. With massive complicated forms, they wear us down, defeat us. If parents can't claim for themselves, what chance for child and fetus?
Sure, if you had enough love, love will shine the kindness of your daughter, the face of your son, the hugs of your granddaughter, the smiles of your grandson. But can love overcome the boiling temperature of hate? Can it overcome the deaf ear that won't listen, the mind claws as tight as a slam door that refuses to think?
We jump bureaucratic hurdles, yet of what are we the winners? Prescriptions, cash towards uniforms, generous free school dinners. We are the weakest link, they think, but also get proofing damp and more loft insulation for us lucky claimant champs.
Is love strong enough to last for more than 2 minutes before it goes cold and you lose the will to live and turn to the next thing to love for another 2-minute fix, to watching wall-to-wall MTV and then on to eating strawberry cheesecake?
David Cameron wants volunteers but has hordes of secret stash. Sod him and Clegg and Cabinet for stealing weak folks' cash. questioning us incessantly, nosing into our affairs. Even the revenue does not collect what's owed by millionaires. Instead, students are given debt and those depressed made sadder. We're always last and trodden on at the bottom of life's ladder. Bankers, footballers, celebrities escape with all our money. Also top comedians, while we struggle. It's not funny. There are billionaires, yes, billionaires, who just get more and more. And while the rich keep getting richer, the poor become more poor.
Is love strong enough to even hear me? I do love the bad, the easy, the comfortable too much for love to hear.
And that was Michael Gardner and Mark Cleaver with Reading the World. And Reading the World will be back next Thursday when we shall hear 3 more readers of Reading the World. So please join us then.